Here's a live look at downtown Indianapolis tonight at 6. As you know, if you've been outside, this has been a day of snow flurries, little sun, more snowbirds, some clouds, all happening on St. Patrick's Day. And Angela says we are not done with the snow yet.
Yeah, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And here's what we can expect if you're out celebrating tonight.
Ooh, make sure you have that heavy coat. We saw Jenna during our 5 o'clock and the tent must have been warm.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, because
they got big, efficient heaters.
Yes, they do, because they were not wearing heavy coats. But if you're going to be outside, make sure you take all of the layers. Wind chills right now running in the teens. Feels like 14 in Indianapolis, feels like 15 in Greencastle, feeling like 13 in Kokomo, and in Shelbyville, 12 is the current wind chill in Muncie and Richmond. So it is cold out there. No golf on the golf course today. This is the Country Club of Indianapolis, and you can see we do have a little bit of snow coverage on some of the fairways and the rough areas. Temperatures right now in the 20s. We have 22 Carmel, 24 Mount Comfort, 24 degrees in Fishers at this hour. We are keeping an eye on another weather system out to our west. It's producing some snow from Minneapolis to just east of Kansas City. This will move our way, forecast to get here after midnight, and unfortunately have an impact on that Wednesday morning drive. This is Wednesday at 4 a.m. There will be some snow showers to start, coating to an inch or so, and then we will look ahead to some much warmer weather coming our way in a few minutes.
All right, Angela, thanks so much. And right now we have more weather coverage for you over on WTHR Plus. You can check out our live Doppler radar, extended forecasts, and more. Just download our TV app. It's free.
We're following some breaking news tonight at 6 o'clock. 13 Investigates has been exposing dangerous fires that have injured or killed inmates at our state's oldest prison.
And tonight, 13 News just confirmed that it's happened again. Hard to believe. According to the prison, that fire started around 9:30 Sunday night. It occurred in the D cell house. 13 News has now learned a 43-year-old inmate went to the hospital in critical condition. He now is being treated for serious burns.
The prison staff says that staff and the inmate firefighters responded and then put out the fire. The Department of Corrections says no cause of the fire has been determined. This fire comes 9 days after 13 Investigates released a documentary called Burned Alive. This investigation uncovered years of systemic failures by the Indiana State Prison to address widespread fire safety problems within this 165-year-old facility. You can watch that original documentary. We've got it streaming for you right now over on WTHR Plus. Well, the affordability crisis continues to impact people across the country, and tonight there is another sign that it's hitting Hoosiers. We're talking about the rise in foreclosures.
Ella Rhodes spoke with local real estate experts today about a study that found that Indiana right now has the worst foreclosure rate in the nation.
From the gas pump to grocery prices, Hoosiers are hurting.
As great as the Midwest is, we are being affected more than most folks are because of the rising cost, because of our lower incomes, but our affordability, but people are stretched thin right now.
So thin that Indiana ranks the highest with foreclosure rates in the country, according to Adam, which local realtor Joel Clausen sees more often than you think.
It's really tough because people overpaid during COVID, and now the assessments are catching up to them, and the mortgage payments are going up, and people just can't afford it.
Adam found one foreclosure for every 1,579 housing units in the state, a 60% increase from just a few months ago in November.
First kind of get a notice, or they first get behind. They think, hey, I can just pick up a few more hours of work. I can do DoorDash. I can do whatever to make some money. And it compiles on top of things. And generally, when I talk to folks, it's almost too late.
Associate Director of IU Center for Real Estate Studies, Sarah Kors, saw the writing on the wall.
Affordability is going to continue to erode, and basically, it's just going to become a harder and harder situation.
On top of rising costs, Kors believes the state's low wages don't help.
We're kind of like a rubber band stretched to its limit all the time on affordability. And the minute it starts to get a little too stretched, we're the first to snap because we're a very low wage dependent economy.
Her solution? More affordable housing, incentives, and higher paying jobs. Because Hoosiers don't want to feel that rubber band snap and see a foreclosure sign in their front yard. In Indianapolis, Ella Rhodes, 13 News.
Tonight at 6, Indiana Congressman Andre Carson is paying tribute to the Hoosier who was killed while flying for the Ohio National Guard in Iraq. 38-year-old Captain Seth Koval was one of the 6 airmen killed last week in that refueling plane crash. The Mooresville native served 11 years here in Indiana before joining the Ohio National Guard in 2017. Congressman Carson released a statement saying, "I join Hoosiers across the state in mourning the loss of Captain Seth R. Koval, an American hero who served our nation with honor. My prayers are with his family, community, and all who served beside him. We will never forget his sacrifice and bravery to our country." The governor of Ohio says the bodies of Captain Koval and the 5 other airmen are being returned to the United States tomorrow. Well, the first day of testimony just wrapped up in the trial for a murder inside the Indiana Convention Center.
Now our Rich Knight takes us inside the Indiana courtroom where the defense is claiming that this attack that was caught on video was in fact self-defense.
34-year-old Brian Fulton plans to testify this week in his own defense. He's charged with murder for the stabbing and strangulation death of 58-year-old Al Gosnell inside the Indiana Convention Center in September 2024. That's Gosnell walking out of his office. Fulton was a former stagehand at the convention center. He's wearing the backpack and following Gosnell. The attack happened seconds later.
This is an act of senseless violence, and it's murder.
At the end of the trial, we believe, after his testimony, that you will agree that he acted in self-defense and find him not guilty.
The jury could see almost all of the 2-minute incident on video, down in the corner of the screen. We've decided to show just one screenshot. The video never shows Gosnell fighting back, but the defense says that Fulton feared for his life and will explain what started the altercation. In Indianapolis, Rich Knight, 13 News.
Today, Indiana Governor Mike Braun announced $1 billion in tax credits to grow life science business here in central Indiana. The governor says the credits are meant to create 100,000 high-paying jobs over the next 10 years. At a press conference, the governor highlighted research at IU and Purdue and some of the many businesses here like Eli Lilly, Roche, already doing life sciences work in central Indiana.
Well, many Hoosiers want to be Irish on this St. Patrick's Day.
On the Near East Side, there is one enduring symbol of Irish heritage here in Indianapolis, and that's where our Jenna Webster has spent the day today at one of the most iconic St. Patrick's Day celebrations every year. Hey, Jenna.
Hey, guys, we've been having a lot of fun. You wouldn't know that this is, the coldest St. Patrick's Day in 85 years because we've got a lot of people in this tent, and they've got heaters, which really helps. But one of the most popular places inside the tent is back here with the bartenders. The bartenders have been busy because you can't have the St. Patrick's Day celebration without a little bit of festive drinking. But one of the things you're not going to see back here, one of those festive drinks, it's not green beer. They say they've refused to serve it all 93 years of this celebration because a true Irishman, I'm told, would never drink a green beer. So the other big part of this celebration is the music. We're listening right now to a band that's visiting from Ireland. They're on tour in the U.S. They've actually previously played at the White House for St. Patrick's Day, but they've also performed here for 25 years. They're good friends of the McGinley's family. One woman says the Irish music here at McGinley's Golden Ace Inn is one of the reasons that she likes to come back. Others are generations of families who've been part of this celebration over the last 93 years, and this is actually considered to be the oldest continuous St. Patrick's Day celebration in all of the United States.
I remember then as a young kid that St. Patrick's Day, everything would be inside, and there was this Irish family that always used the back room. They were from County Donegal, and so they had a special place back there. And of course, during the years, it kind of grew.
Oh, it grew indeed. That was Chuck McGinley. His parents were the ones who opened this inn back in 1934, just a couple weeks before St. Patrick's Day, which is super fun. We've got the music, we've got people are out here dancing, they've got their fun outfits on. This is one of the biggest boosts to their business all year long. They say they really rely on it and it helps them with the business day and keep everything open for the entire year. But hey, in all seriousness, I did talk to Indiana State Police today. They're going to be conducting what they call high visibility strategic patrols tonight to target drunk drivers. They just want to make sure everybody's staying safe. So if you're coming out to one of these celebrations, make sure you have a designated driver. Make sure that you have the rideshare app. You can call someone. We just want everyone to stay safe because we're having a lot of fun here. The band is going to play for a couple more hours, but the party itself is going to go until 11 o'clock. So lots more time to celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, a couple questions, Jenna. One, is there a line? What's the cover? And do they take credit cards?
Great question. No credit cards. Make sure you have your cash. Stop at the bank. Stop at the ATM. I have not seen a line despite, the big crowd here. But when you show up, make sure. I think the cover is $10. So just make sure you have your cover, your $10, and your ID when you get ready, when you pull up to the doors.